one here in the front. If you could keep your questions short, please, so we can fit more in.
Can I ask 2 questions?
Very quickly.
That's theatrical of me. Naseerji, first of all, it's such a privilege to have you here in Sri Lanka, and it feels like a slice of home coming back here with you. So my question is, the first one, with the current power shift or the change in the kind of way our country is progressing, with a lot of shift or wind of marginalized communities being the way it's happening. So do you think that something like that has percolated within the film industry in terms of marginalization of certain communities? I mean, I don't want to really be very open about the specificity of that, but do you think that has percolated within the film industry and also the theatre industry?
Not the theatre, fortunately, but with films, I'm afraid the answer is yes. It's not a healthy factor. But one can understand why these people do it, why people who are like-minded as the ruling dispensation are then enticed and empowered and perhaps in some cases financed to make the kind of movies that propagate their beliefs and their philosophies. So I wouldn't see, society reflects itself in the movies we make. And now in India more than ever. So it is a reflection of the kind of anxiety to survive that these filmmakers have, which makes them giving to the enticements offered. Whether they actually believe these things or not, there is a question mark over that. But it's definitely true that it works both ways. Films do affect society, and society does affect movies too. The success of an absolutely sickening film like Animal, which I hope none of you have seen, but which was a massive success all over India.
It was really sad to have that movie as a success.
Yes. And you have people applauding and whistling at the male, the hyper male who's mistreating women. You can call it either way, because the fact is that respect for women is a little bit, in need of repair in our country. It's gradually happening, but I'm afraid it will take a long time. Women have been the suppressed gender for so long and have taken to accepting being in that part that it's going to take a while.
In addition to that, my question was also in terms of the outside victimization of, let's say, the Muslims or those kind of things that are coming up in our country now, more so, kind of eluding the basic secular fabric of how we work. Do you think that has also affected internally?
Affected?
Internally to the industry?
I'm not so sure. I think it's a path of convenience that these filmmakers are following. And as I said before, I'm not sure how much conviction there is in those works, because not all such films have been a success. The minority passion movies have not all been successful. Some of them have, but then those touched on topics which were very sensitive and which were close to everyone's heart. But the theatre, fortunately, is still free from that.
Could we take one very quick question before we finish up? This question over there.